You. Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for another Orns Friday focus. This one, of course, is Manchester City versus Watford tomorrow at the Etihad. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, we all know what the strategy is going to be for Watford. That is to defend, 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 and make the game as untidy as possible for all finesse, all skilled Manchester City who are chasing another Premier League title. Watford stand in their way, and if Watford are able to pull off what would be a sensational result, wow, it would perhaps maybe renew some people's faith in Watford staying in the division. But I don't see that happening in the game tomorrow. Watford are going to battle, and they'll play a lot better than they have recently at home because they are on the road at the Etihad, and we'll give Manchester City one or two issues, but all likelihood points to another Manchester City win against Watford. They have won every time against Watford since the last two times in the Premier League, or the last time, this time when they lost, of course, to City did Watford 3-1 at the Vic back in December of 2021. And then, of course, in all of the 4 or 5 seasons that Watford were in the Premier League, the last time before they went down, Watford lost every single game, and most of those games were very, very brutal indeed. 6 goals here, 5 goals there, 4 goals here. It was one of the ugly displays. Of course, they had FA Cup final back in 2019. It was one to forget for Watford, and I think the game tomorrow will be, of course, exceedingly difficult for Watford, but I don't think they're going to get hammered as much as everyone else thinks that they will. I'd say 3-0 to City here. And I think that that is going to be the size of it for City after this one. Watford, as I say, are going to employ the kinds of tactics that Roy Hodgson is trademarked for, of course, sitting defensively disciplined if Watford retain that, because they have lost that in the last few weeks in these games, except at Liverpool, where they were quite good defensively. I think you're going to see that kind of game from them. You might see that kind of game from them the way they did play against Manchester United at Old Trafford several weeks back when they defended out to a 0-0 draw. But I don't think Watford are going to defend out to a 0-0 draw here against the other Manchester side. I think that you're going to see a very clinical Pep Guardiola and Manchester City on the day. City do have a Champions League game a few days after this, so I would expect that City will probably rest one or two of their players against Watford. Not in any sign of disrespect, but a sign that they need to get ready for the game against their opponents, Real Madrid, which is going to be next week. Now, the thing that is interesting to note is that what you'll probably see from City is a very attacking style of football. What they love to do is possess the ball and chase the ball and keep the ball. That is Pep's game, and that has been his game at City ever since he's got there, is to possess the ball, protect the ball, keep the ball, and chase the ball when you're out of possession. Now, the trick for Watford is to stay disciplined when out of possession, of course, and when they are in possession, make sure that when they have any chances, take the first sight of goal you can find. Make sure that you do pose at least some threat to Edison in the Manchester City goal. Give him one or two things to think about. Give him something to worry about. It's very difficult against City because you try to play balls over the top. Their defenders will repel those attacks very, very easily indeed. And then you are caught flat footed on the counter attack against a team that works extremely hard, that passes the ball around you, that executes great passing ability and very good precision. And they are a team that will be surgically ruthless against Watford. I certainly expect that to happen. But Watford's low block defending is going to have to be the order of the day. It's the way that you have to set up in order to frustrate City. Make sure you do hold them, get them into spots of the pitch where they don't want to be. Make it completely asymmetrical. Make City run into spots on the field that they are uncomfortable, very uncomfortable running into. That is going to be the challenge for Watford. Can they do that? Can they occupy the spaces that City are so comfortable in? Can they make life uncomfortable for City, at least rhythmically speaking. Can they disrupt City's rhythm? Do they have the energy and the effort and the endeavor to do so? I think there are some very definite answers to that, but we will see what happens tomorrow because you never know in this funny old game. Even though I have long since, well, the last couple of weeks said that it is over for Watford as far as the Premier League is concerned. Right now, what Watford can at least do is play for some pride and compete against City to the extent that that is possible against a team that's looking to win yet another Premier League title. Now, Shaq Ford, as far as he's concerned, he was named to the first team in the game recently against Brentford, but he did not play. My whole thing now with Cucho Hernandez out, he'll be out for at least a few months with that severe hamstring injury. Why not play Shaq Ford? Why not put him in the lineup? Why not even put him in the starting lineup? Watford have got nothing to lose here. They are already as good as down. So why not roll with house money? Or if you don't feel comfortable starting Shaq Ford, then why on earth don't you put him in the game? Give him 20 minutes. Give him 20 minutes. Give him a blow. Let him go out there for 30 minutes, 20 minutes and see what he's got for you. This is the place where you really want to start your youngster, or at least put your youngsters on the field in these games, especially if the game is up, or especially if you've got 20 minutes to go. Put Shaq Ford on. You never know. It would be great to see him get his Premier League debut, and no tougher or sterner test would come for him and for Watford than against Manchester City tomorrow. This has been the Orns Friday Focus.